Hey Scott, how's it going?
Good. Hey, Tanya. I'm doing great. And you?
I'm doing good. Are you excited today? Let's talk about marriage and all the
Yeah, because
wonderful things about it.
yeah, because I don't really have anyone to talk to about my marriage. I haven't had a therapist yet, so it must be okay.
Oh, I have. We've hit a few. I
Oh,
think like
I've had a few. It just hasn't been this year. So
we have one therapist. So I think it's always good once you are married to always go see someone. Just maybe once a year, do a check-in, and just, air your grievances.
oh,
And
absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
kind of, especially if you've already been married before, because you're just so much more likely to be like, hey, I'm done because you're been married before. So
Absolutely.
I was researching like marriage and all that, and I came across this doctor. He
Huh?
is he's a he's a chief academic officer and board certified couple and family psychologist on staff at the Family Institute of Northwestern University.
My God, that's a
And I
mouthful.
know. And there's so much more things about him, but I just wanted to say that. Um, so when I read like some of the stuff he was saying, it was just to know, like, hey, this guy, his name is Chambers, Anthony Chambers. And so one of the things that they asked him about marriage is, what's one thing that's the biggest thing that has marriage breakdown? And communication is a huge one. He said
Yes, I agree.
it's not surprising, the big one. It's, yeah, we're having a hard time communicating because, we're all raised so differently, you know, um, in what we did growing up. Some people couldn't talk about their feelings, other people could.
Well, and I think also personality too.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
You
What about
know,
you? What do you think of, I mean, like, are you and your husband different in
oh,
communicating your styles?
oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think one thing both of us have to work on is if something is bothering us to take care of it right away instead of like 3 months down the road where I have it in my arsenal and I can just use it. you know,
Yeah.
uh, I I think for me, it's not that I've given up. I know it sounds bad, Tanya, but it's that like I guess it has to be something really, really big or something really, really bad for me to bring something up to him because
Mhm.
I feel that I just don't have the energy to to
How long have
really
you how long have you both been together?
oh gosh. 2008 was May 31st. So it's been gosh, almost 18
Oh,
years.
so yeah, wow, that's great. So I think it
Yeah.
probably gets to that because 'cause you've been together so long, you just like, it's not worth
Right.
mentioning, right? You just get to that
Right.
point.
No, no, and you're exactly right. And you and Thomas have been together for how long?
We 6 years together, 5 years married. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're up there too. I mean, right? I
Mhm.
mean, I think if you're married for at least 5 years, that's pretty much a lifetime now. So
It feels like it.
right. Right. So
No,
how are you guys different?
my husband, like, I remember like you, I remember every little thing, you know, and I know you're supposed to forgive and forget, but I forgive, but I haven't forgot. And then if
Yeah.
you do that same behavior again, I'm gonna bring it up that you did it before.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know that's probably not healthy, do not get me wrong, but I just, sometimes you just like, well, I've told you this before, you did it again. Like, um, it's I don't know. That's just kinda how I do. It's not healthy probably, but
No, I mean, hey, listen, everyone's different. Everyone's relationship is different. I mean, I I tried that before. I tried to imitate this marriage that my in-laws had, and it was
Mhm.
something that I could not do. It
Mhm.
was not I was not that person,
Right.
and my ex-wife at the time was definitely not that person.
Mhm.
So it didn't work,
Mhm.
and I didn't know how to communicate that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, one, I was 31 years old, and
Mhm.
I still, I guess, maybe my brain still hadn't formed yet, but communication was not up there.
Your
So,
frontal lobe was still
is that it?
developing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you. And I guess I didn't, hmm, I wasn't in reality at all.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I mean, shit, I forgot what was the question again. I talk so much, I forget what the question is.
Well,
N
so Dr. Anthony Chambers, he said another area where it's communication. Another one where couples really have issues is parenting. When you first become parents and,
Oh,
one isn't carrying the load as much as the other, it's a stressor. I mean, I had kids, you had kids, and it is, and it's a hard one. And being able to navigate that.
I would think that the woman, the mother, would be the one that would bear the most responsibility for that child. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not going unless you're a stay-at-home dad, which, is up there now, and I think that's great, but I still think the women bear most of the responsibility.
Mhm. No matter how you look at it, it is that it's for the mom,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
just is that way. And men can help out, and some men are really great at it. Other ones are terrible at it. I'm not gonna
Right.
elaborate on what my ex was, because just in case he ever listens.
Well, you might want to tell them, hey. So let me ask you this, since we've both been through divorces, and would you say the second marriage is different as far as communication and kind of 50-50?
I don't know for you, but I feel like, and maybe it's just me when I say this, I feel like I have to defend myself. And it's not my husband's fault, it's mine, where I have to be more guarded and be ready to be like, you know, this is why I did this, and I think it's because
Right.
you've had like having a failed marriage. So you come around and you just have to be better. And so oh, I don't know. I'm very competitive anyway. So
Right.
I want to win.
Sure. Yeah. No, I get that.
Terrible that as it is,
There's nothing wrong with that. That keeps the world going, man.
mhm. They also said that, well, Dr. Anthony Chambers also said another one that marriage has an area of issues is finances.
Yes. Yes.
One's a spender, one's a saver, that you should definitely talk about that before you even get married. Find out which one you are.
So I got a great story for you. I'll tell
Yeah.
this. I don't know if Milo will like it or not, but so pretty much in all of our time together, our relationship, I would always hand over my check because he takes care of all the bills.
Mhm.
And so one day we were out and about, and I'm like, I have to grab some underwear. I need to buy some new underwear. And I had to ask him for the money.
Eek.
Not because he wouldn't let me buy them, but I gave him all my money, you
Yeah.
know? Well, I'm like, and then I'm like, hey, I'm at 35 years old. I'm not asking no one for money. If I want to
Mhm.
buy underwear, I'm going to go buy underwear.
Right.
Um, like I said, he's never told me no on anything, and well, pretty much. But um, I learned that for me, I like to keep our finances separate.
Mhm.
But we have so much mingled together that
Right.
I just keep a certain amount every week, and
Mhm.
everything else goes for him to pay the bills or whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, we had plenty of arguments about money.
Yeah. I think we have too, and we actually got a financial advisor, which helped us a lot. That's one area that you have somebody kinda just going at you saying, plus we're getting older, you gotta make sure we're gonna have money for retirement.
Sure.
And the financial advisor, he said, "This is your money. This is your allowance. You both get an allowance and you don't spend past that." And that really helped us. Well, it helped me out. I think it helped my husband out as well, where we just spent that on all the extra stuff. So
Right.
he needed to buy nicotine pouches. That came out of that money.
Okay.
Um,
I get that. I mean, let me ask you this: was it this? Okay, so, and I hate to keep comparing. It took me for the longest time to tell myself you're not in the same marriage as you were the first
Mhm.
time. It's
Okay.
different, you know.
Yeah.
And I at times felt that say it. I wasn't scared, but it was like I didn't want to mess this marriage up either. I
Mhm.
didn't
Right.
want the same outcome, as the first one. So it took a lot of time. And that's where, you said about therapy. And that's
Yes.
where actually we closed that man's office down. I think he got stressed out over us. He ended up in the hospital. I kid you not. And he did not come back. uh, but yeah, I mean, we had to because communication and
Mhm.
finances were our
Yeah.
biggest problems.
I think also from past relationship, which they always say you don't bring your baggage into another relationship, but it is hard to do that. It's easier said than done when you've your last marriage ended because of infidelity, which is one of the biggest reasons Dr. Chambers said people end up in counseling is infidelity, whether
Really?
it be a full on affair, uh, emotional relationship. Those are areas because you're lacking something in the relationship. You went elsewhere, and that's a violation of trust.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
said a lot of some marriages end. He goes, but then coming to therapy, it actually has made some marriages better than they ever were because they actually talked about it. They were raw before each other, but you both have to put in the work. And
Yeah.
and
Well,
even go ahead,
no,
sorry.
go ahead. No, no, go ahead, hon.
Bringing up continually bringing it up. It's just that was one thing that was a thing that he said, but the one who created the infidelity has to be willing to accept when it triggers that person and be okay
Yes,
with it and try to give them that reassurance they need to build that new trust. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, um, I ran into an issue where I felt that I was probably telling too much to this one person, and it did cause an issue. Not for Milo because, you know, he he didn't really know what was going on, but I did, and I realized what was going on. I had to back
mhm,
away from it because it
right.
is very easy to get
Mhm,
into that situation to
mhm.
where, now I tell you stuff, you tell me stuff. There's no way that we're going to get together, maybe to go shopping, but that's about it. It's just like I feel I can trust you, whether it's home life or work.
Yes, me
Uh,
too.
it's I can't imagine being cheated on.
Mhm,
Now, I was cheated on with this one guy, but we were kind of dating, but we weren't, it was a little bit different. But Yeah, so you're saying pretty much the top 3 is adultery, communication, and finances?
Yep. Yeah.
That
Oh,
sounds yeah.
and parenting. That's one of the
Parenting,
biggest
yes.
stressors.
Now,
In college,
I
I
haven't
had
really heard that before, honestly.
yeah, I wouldn't I can see that though, because having a child is very stressful. It's late nights of crying baby, crying, or sick
Right.
baby, something. Um, one in college, I took a marriage and family class, and one of the things they said every 7 years, a person changes. And the other person, you have to now so if you ever see, like, the 7-year itch, they call it, they're like in increments. There's a gray hair divorce now is when your kids move on and go to college and you don't you didn't build that bond, and so you're
That's
just
what they
looking at each
call
other
it?
for they call it this gray hair marriage divorces, yes.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Mhm. And it's actually
Wow.
one of the highest divorce rates is in the gray hairs. Is that crazy?
Uh, that is crazy. I have never heard that. Where did you were so with it, I'll tell you. You know all this stuff.
Well, I made sure, like, on this one, I wanted to make sure I knew more about it, so
Right. Well, that's great. So my question to you is
uh
looking back, what were your expectations going into the second marriage? And were they the same as your first, or did it change a little bit?
it changed completely
Mhm.
because the first one was, um it was young love, we were high school sweethearts, and, it was just completely different, and the world wasn't as skewed as coming around to the second time, it was completely different. I was looking for different. I was looking for more best friend. You don't think about that when you're younger. You're
Right.
just looks, and if you get along, you laugh and joke, but you really don't look for that best friend that you're gonna do life with.
Right. Right.
And, like
Exactly.
another thing was someone who would get along great with my kids, and I would be a good stepmom to hit, my husband's kids. That's
Yeah.
huge. When you're doing a blended family, you have to make sure that's gonna work.
Well, so, like when you go into your first marriage, most of the time you don't have any children. So you're like, will this man be good to me? Where in your second marriage and your kids are still at home, it's like, will this man be good to my kids and me?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're bringing other people into this marriage. It's just
Mhm.
not you,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And you think I want somebody to protect my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, we're good. And I want them to be great to my kids like I would be to theirs. And my husband, my daughters, if they ever need anything, they're going to go to him before me because
Really.
because I'll say no.
Right.
They'll be like, "Hey, Thomas, can you?" And he always worries about their cars, their tires, and he'll tell them, "Hey, you need new tires all the time."
Oh,
So
that's sweet.
he's very much a mother hen,
Uh-huh.
on that kinda stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's great. It's important because
Mhm.
my kids, I kind of worried about that also. And, they're building a relationship with Milo as we speak. So, and I know it's going to take time,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with that. And he's okay with that, and
Yeah.
his biggest thing is, I want the kids to respect you,
Mhm.
hopefully one day they'll respect me or, feel they can come to me with anything.
Yeah.
And I want that. I want him to be a part of the family because he is. I want him to
Mhm.
feel that.
Right. Yeah. And not only are you blending your immediate family, but your extended family, your parents, your siblings,
Hmm.
and I have a whole heck of a lot of siblings. So,
How many do you have again? 7.
yeah.
Okay. And we're going to meet one of them next week, right?
Yes. Mhm. Yep,
I'm excited.
she's in the gray hair divorce scenario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, and I
perfect.
think it's good to talk about because those divorce is like a death, but the thing is the wounds continually open over and over again because you have to keep dealing with that person, especially if you have kids,
Yes,
and
yes.
you have to keep talking to them. And then you're never rid of somebody. Especially when you have kids, it's a lifetime because then there's grandkids. Well, there's weddings, there's grandkids, all of that.
Birthdays.
Birthdays. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, my ex-wife and I are not we're not there yet. So we do separate things, which is
Mhm.
okay, because um it's life, and I would rather have that personal time with them
Mhm.
without any distraction. And so, we're okay with that. Now, my one son is getting married next November, so I'm preparing myself now. So, I have to, deal with her. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so um, it's like my ex-wife said to me. She goes, "I kind of wish that you were dead in a way because divorce is like a death." And she goes, "I
Mhm.
have to feel these same feelings every time I see you." You
Mhm.
know, when someone's, gone forever, you don't have to deal with that anymore,
Mhm.
you
I mean,
know?
if there's a mourning, of course, but
Sure.
they didn't go by choice. You know what I mean? Like it's a
Right.
different. It wasn't doesn't look at you like it's a failure. You know.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Exactly. And which I could never understand why she was so upset because she was going to divorce me anyways. So
Mhm.
I think what made her upset was one, um, I filed, I left.
Mhm.
Two, um, I told her I was going to file also, and come to find out that she had beat me to it by a matter of minutes
Wow.
as far as filing was concerned. And I think the biggest thing was when I came out was that she couldn't compete. There was no competing for that.
Yeah. Right.
So it was gone forever. There was nothing she could do.
Mhm.
Now, without, I don't want to get too personal, but how long did it take you to fully get over your first husband?
I would say by the grace of God, because it was a lot of praying, because I tried not to be bitter,
Yes.
um, and figured God had a better plan for me. And it just was, and we get along great now. We can be in the same room, our kids, um,
That's
our
amazing.
grandkids' birthday. We can get along, but I think it took time. There's still times where, like, my I just had another grandchild born and it was our baby daughter that had the baby.
And she
And
is
there's
adorable.
she she is so sweet. That there's sometimes you're just like, you screwed that up. Like nobody's gonna love your kids or your grandkids like you as the parents.
Right.
No matter how you say it just is. It is what it is. And it's not that I wanted him back or anything. It's just like I said I wasn't gonna say like a lot because I noticed on my last couple episodes I said it a lot.
It's okay.
So I'm
It's
trying
just
to avoid the word
us.
like.
Right.
But I think sometimes it does come back up, those angers and the bitterness, and, I I'm so much happier now. Had I stayed in that, I think we're both happier people, and I think it was better for us. It was better for my girls because they got to have a different life. I mean, my ex is kinda cheap, so I don't think he would ever taken them to Disney World,
Oh gosh.
Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I took my girls several places, and, we got to have those vacations, and I don't know that he would have because he hasn't really ever taken them on a vacation vacation. I think they went zip lining in the caves of Kentucky, but that was the only time.
Right.
I took
Totally different life.
yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so, we talked about feelings and the associations with that, but I kind of want to get back to when, I guess, both of us, during disagreements, do you see yourself navigating through that differently? Is it, consciously you're doing it, or that's just who you are as far as,
I always am very careful because one, you have to be careful the words you say because death and life are in the power of the tongue. And um, the old me, like I would argue but I think after going through such a crazy relationship, toxic, you could say, my next one around, he was really good about getting me to talk about my feelings and
wow,
actually getting me to go to therapy about childhood trauma. And it helped me grow as a person. So it helped me communicate better when something's bothering me. I'm not the best at it, but I'm not the worst as I used to be. Like holding my feelings in. Like if something bothers me now, I will say it. Where
well,
before
you're
I would
giving
just
an
hold it in.
effort,
Yeah, yes. Uh-huh. And I'm not
which
saying our marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. If anyone says that to you, they're liars.
right, run away.
Run. It's funny is my brother, one of my brothers, he said he used to always say his wife and him never argue. They just never argue or spat. She says a different story and they're
Yeah.
not married today. So
Wow.
really you have to argue because you have to have the communication. You're never going to agree 100% on something.
No.
That's
I
not a
mean,
relationship.
not at all. And I want someone, I mean, how boring would that be to be with
Right.
someone that was so aloof and just kind of let you do whatever you wanted, and I don't want that. I mean, I
Right.
want someone that I can debate with and talk to and, express my feelings and them to really acknowledge that,
Yeah.
and do the same for them too. Even though
Yes.
I think I'm right most of the time, I still let him have his
I feel
moments.
you. I feel you. I am right 99.9% of the time.
Right. It would just be
There is
easier
no
if you said
magic.
you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
But do
"Okay, you're right."
you,
I said, "See? I know."
yeah. Well, with Milo, what happened is that he believes in taking a day. So if we were to have a disagreement, it's like, okay, well, let's sleep on it. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Hell no, I want to talk about it now.
Going all night.
Right. Because I'm not going to sleep on it because I'm going to be fuming and it's just going to be worse. So let's just talk about
Yes. Yeah.
it.
Oh, I know.
And oh, that
And
was
I
rough.
hate arguing right before bed because my husband lays his head on his pillow and he's asleep in 30 seconds. And I'm like mid talking and he's, and I'm like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, I want to put a pillow over your head right now.
Exactly. Yes, I agree. He can go to sleep so fast and I'm like shaking my leg, be like,
Yeah.
you better wake up because
I know.
we're gonna
Or
talk.
I am also an overthinker. So everything I do, I process it in my head 1 million times how bad it can be.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
What the worst that can happen versus looking at what the good can happen. My husband is so we're total opposites on that. I'm always looking at what bad can happen. I'm not a negative person, but
No.
I think this helps me rationalize things because I feel like I'm used to disappointment, I guess. So
Yeah.
I prepare myself so I can be positive, whatever. He is always positive to a fault where it's annoying.
My gosh, we have the same life. Oh my god.
And he forgets, like, if somebody's wronged him, this is where him and I are very different. He forgot. how they
Yeah.
hurt him, and he's
Yeah.
just like, "Who cares?" I'm like, "Oh, not me." Like, I am still bitter at those people. I won't forget. I won't let you in my inner circle again because of things, like,
Yes.
I will keep you at a distance, but him, no, he doesn't care. He'll let anybody in, even if they've
Yeah.
hurt him a million times. He doesn't care. He'll go back and be best friends with somebody who slept with his wife, I'm sure.
Well, yes, and,
He's that good.
Milo is like that too. He
Yeah.
believes in turning the other cheek where I do not.
I feel like slapping that cheek.
Exactly. He like you said, to a fault, he is a good guy. And I have seen people take advantage of him, and I
Yes.
have seen myself rectifying that situation because I wasn't going to have it.
Mhm.
And we did lose friends. Well, he lost friends. I didn't, but I'm not. I will do everything I possibly can for him not to get hurt, and I'm sure you're the same way. I will be the bad person if it has to be. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But myself, I'm like you. I will cut you out of my life as fast as I let you in. I just don't have the patience to put up with people's crap. I don't,
Right.
and I understand we make mistakes, but
Mhm. Yeah. I think as a married couple, you're a protector of that person as well.
hmm, yeah,
And and I don't wanna see him get hurt. Of course, he'd forget if he did. I guess. Why bother hurting? No,
right,
I'm just kidding. But I still wanna protect him because it's also protecting me in a way where if someone hurts him, they hurt me. Because when you're
yes,
married to somebody, you're a team. You're together as one.
yes,
And
yes,
if I see him being mistreated, like, it makes me mad. I can't get past the people that are mistreating him. He's okay with it. He goes, "I'm just me. They can do whatever they
right.
want. I'm just me." And
They may not hurt.
yeah,
They may not hurt him, but you will. I mean, you will. You know what I'm
I
saying?
would
It's
like
like,
to, but he
yeah,
won't let me. And,
eh,
you know, I'm a
yeah,
little more I would probably s I'm very protective of my children, people I love, where I'm gonna step up and, I'm not a Karen, I don't wanna say that, but
no,
I will defend those if they're being hurt and let,
and
just
I that's what a
speak up.
spouse should do. And I'm sure if he's seen someone be mean to you, I would think. Well, I know for a fact Milo has, defended
Mhm.
me. Um, and I'm sure Thomas would defend you also. Um, but they won't defend themselves. And that's what ticks me off because it's like, you know what? I appreciate you being nice, but you have got to start sticking up for yourself,
Right, right.
and yeah, I mean, and
Mhm.
again, we all make mistakes, but it's like when you're continuously doing something to me or when you're doing it to my husband, I don't need that. I'm not going to do it to him and I'm not going to allow you to do it. I don't care. I don't need friends that bad. I
Right.
really don't.
Yeah. Matter of fact, my friend circle has gone down drastically as I've gotten older.
Really?
I think yeah, just because, I've gone through fair weather friends and, you know, and he's my best friend now. So,
Yeah.
and I still have friends. I don't want to say that I don't, but like I'm very protective of who is in that circle now because I don't want, some, you know, something to happen or where my happiness is, I like living in a utopia.
Oh, I know. I know.
It's a protection thing, probably because I've had coworkers, that didn't actually do right. So that's where you come in, is where you cut people off and then you protect yourself.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Well,
but
yeah. I think as we grow, our choices change or our needs or desires change. And what we need our friends changes. It may
Yeah,
not be something they did, but it's something that they're not giving to you what you're giving to them. And that was always a big thing for me. And Milo has an issue with it, but to me, it's like if I am continuously doing something for you or, being there for you, and then you're not there for me,
right.
um, do you really owe that person an explanation? I don't know. I mean, I just kind
I
of
don't
back
think
away
so.
from them,
Yeah.
you know?
I used to be when I was younger, I wanted everybody to like me, and I would try to do everything to make everybody like me.
Oh,
But I think as you age, you just realize, you know what? I don't really care if they like me. I'm a good person. I do what's right
yeah.
by the eyes of God. And
Hmm.
sometimes because you're a good person, a godly person, you irritate their demons, not yours, theirs.
Right.
And I've
No,
seen
you're
it.
exactly right.
Yeah.
I,
And
I
so
love that.
with my husband, we he is my best friend. He's the one, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to forsake all others, and that person is supposed to be your person,
Yes.
even
Yes.
above your kids, which it's harder in a blended family um, when you have that concept, because I want to protect my girls. They're my girls, and he does with his boys. They're his boys, and you know, Um, it's a little bit harder, but we'll protect our kids together and do whatever we have to
It's
for our
tricky. It
kids.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to my kids, Milo just kind of sets off to the side and he'll listen to everything, and he'll every once in a while give his opinion, and which is great because
Yeah.
I want him to participate and feel a part of
Mhm.
things.
Right.
But when it comes to issues, I handle all that by myself. So if I need
Yeah.
to talk to my kids about something, I do it.
Mhm.
I respect that. He wants me to do it because, he's like, I'm not their parent. I'm not their
Mhm.
father.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I really
Mhm.
do. And I guess something I want to ask you, and kind of along the lines, is forgiveness and a marriage. Have have you struggled with that? Because I have at times. I'll be honest,
Mhm.
I have.
Absolutely. But the only way you win in a marriage is forgiveness. It's forgiving when you don't want to. It's loving somebody when you can't stand to be in the same room.
Agree.
It's loving no matter what. It's a commitment and it's never giving up no matter what. And sure, I mean, there's been time, well, like I said, there's things that I've forgiven, but I haven't forgotten.
Hmm.
So
Right.
sometimes that unforgiveness, or I thought I forgave, but then it still rears itself back up. And I have to
Yes.
remind it, no, you said you forgave them. You can't, you know, keep bringing it up.
It's so hard
But it
though.
is so difficult. Marriage
Oh,
is a full-time job on top of a job. It's like 5
right.
jobs.
Right. Well, I remember my family, I think it was one of my aunts saying, marriage is like a garden. You're constantly attending to it. And it is. I mean, and if you really love that person, you will do what you can and fight for it. But when do you say enough's enough? I don't want to do this anymore. Too tired. Because there was a time where I was tired.
Mhm.
Forgave things, but it kept popping up on my mind
Mhm.
because if he was gone longer than what he should be, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what's he doing? Or, um, asking me where, I've been or whatever. I mean, it doesn't happen now, but back in
Mhm.
our earlier years, it did. Um, there was times where I just kind of want to give up because it's like, I don't want to live my life like this.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
I think we've all had we've been there. couple times. We went to therapy to get past those points when we wanted to give up because it's easier the second time around to give up because you've
Really?
already I think so, yeah. It's easier to walk away on your second time than your first time.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think in my mind, I wanted to go into this being a better person and being more understanding and communicate better and do all this stuff that maybe I didn't do before. Um, it, I think maybe I worked harder on it because it's what I wanted. It was a life that I
Mhm.
wanted. And I pretty much got that. It was just fine tuning things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you need a full overhaul. No,
Yeah.
it's like, do I really want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. And then
So I guess you're right.
it's it's not fun anymore when you get to a certain age to start over. So it gives you more drive to continue going forward and not give up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I as I get older, it's like I don't want to go through this life by myself. I just don't.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if something were to happen, I don't think that I would ever get into a full-time relationship. I
Mhm.
don't think that I could. No. It's
I definitely I would not. I'd be like, "This is your last time, lady."
Well, yeah, because it's like, okay, well, God forbid if something were to happen to Mario and I would just feel like I've tried. I'm not. I guess I'm not the type, and I would just leave it alone. I would go have fun, but I'm not. I don't want to get to know somebody. I don't want to, um, you know have a relationship. I really don't. This is
Mhm. Me too. I don't wanna open up again. So,
no,
that's why I'm just gonna keep fighting until my last breath, and I feel like my husband feels the same way, that
yeah,
we're just gonna keep on trying, we're not gonna give up, and one thing that's really helped is trying to keep God in the center of your marriage, and it's huge, for those who aren't religious, um,
right.
but that's something that actually helps, is having that connection with God and giving things to Him when you don't want to forgive, and because it's never easy. Marriage is not easy.
Oh, no, it's not for the faint of heart. I mean,
No. Mm-mm.
and I think anymore people just give up so quickly, or they won't even get married because they seen how their parents lived, and
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
something that but getting back to what you said, yes, putting God in there, and it's important. In fact, my son invited me to church
Oh.
yesterday, last Sunday, this past Sunday. They found a church that they liked,
Mhm,
and I went because I want to encourage them to find a church that they like. And if it's
mhm,
something and if they like that church, then I will support them in any way because I believe that my own belief, I'm not saying anybody else has to, but like you, God is important.
mhm.
And I want my children to have the best head start in a marriage as possible, you know? And if I have to go, I told him, I said, I may not be going every weekend because they're like an hour and 15 minutes away. Um, but I said, I will go once a month. If,
Mhm.
just to see them and see my grandkids, and spend
Yeah,
time with
yeah,
them. But just to say, hey, I'm there. I'm showing up for you. I want to encourage you to do this. It's
yeah.
important to me,
It
and
is. That's great.
yeah, I mean, I'm not that bad of a person, but I will cut you. Oh my gosh.
Uh,
No, but
so,
yeah.
do you have anything final that you wanna say or
Yeah,
that's
with marriage, there's two endings. It'll either be a happy one or a sad one. And unfortunately, well, I don't want to say unfortunately, but our next show is gonna be about divorce, and your sister is gonna come on because she's had this gray hair marriage, I guess.
Divorce thing. Yep.
Divorce, yeah. So I'm kind of interested to see what divorce is like for her, what it's
Yes.
like dating if she's doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and what, is she being realistic? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
or does she have this, say, like this rose colored glass type thing? But like, is she looking for something different in her life?
Yeah.
So it'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And for those that want to hear, like, how do you move on after such a long years of marriage? Just because it's a starting over. Giving maybe she can give us some tips and how she is navigating that.
Yeah, I would love to ask her some questions. So I'm excited for next week
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
Hopefully,
Do you have
your marriages don't end in divorce. That's not what we want to things. We're just going over the different, where a relationship starts, where and dating, engagement, marriage, and hopefully your marriage lasts forever. That's the goal for everyone when they
yeah.
enter into
I
a marriage.
I would love
And
that for everyone. Yeah.
but there are times when it doesn't, and how do you navigate that? And knowing that you're not alone and everyone's here for you in one way
Yeah,
or another.
there's
People are
people.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's groups of people on Facebook or whatever that have, these support
Mhm.
groups for
Yeah.
divorcees or whatever. So I'm sure there's something out there,
Exactly.
but
Yes.
yeah, but I had so much fun today.
Me too. Such a long topic. We could talk hours about it. But I'm not sure if
Well,
anyone wants to listen to a podcast that's hours long.
no, I actually got a couple of, I picked up a couple of things that you were talking about and it's something that we can probably expand on. But yeah, I'm excited
Mhm.
for your sister to come on and for episodes coming up. So
Yes.
for
Yes.
sure.
Definitely. All
Yeah,
right. Well, thanks for joining us again. Us coming together, I guess. Not really.
I
It's a us
know.
thing.
It was fun.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, we're going to be posting more episodes to come. I'm hoping that we can do that sometime by the end of this week. And yeah, that's all I really have right now.
Me too. Thank you, everyone, for listening and joining us in Chapters Unseen for the next chapter of our podcast.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.